We have WanKyu Kim, who is the Chief Business Officer at Decent, joining us. How are you, sir? Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Jake. So it has been a while since we met in Texas, Austin, a couple of years back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, before we start that, I'd like to congratulate your channel that you just exceeded 100,000 subscribers, which is a very good, I would say, achievement that you have done.
Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed that conversation. I'm actually, that was an XDC event that we were at there in
That's
Austin.
correct.
And I'm flying up Monday to speak with Ritesh, who's the co-founder of XDC there in New York on a panel. So funny how things kind of circle back, But yeah, I appreciate you being here. I think you put together something that's pretty compelling for our audience today. And so I'll just let you hop into that, and then we can kind of go back and forth at the end and, talk about some of the pieces for the XRP ecosystem.
All right, so let me just now say share what I have prepared. So, I mean, once again, that thank you very much for inviting me for your channel to explain about us, as well as the things that is going to happen in the next few months or years from the wallet perspective. So, once again, this is WanKyu. I'm the Chief Business Officer at IO Trust, the creator of the Decent Wallet. So, allow me to, I would say, go over briefly, who we are. So, IO Trust is the wallet service company for digital asset management and the blockchain service. And under IO Trust, there is two brands are running at the same time, which is the Decent Wallet, that is the self-custody wallet for the hardware, mainly focused on the B2C. And another wallet called as a Whipin is for the built-in Web3 wallet for the B2B2C. In other words, that our target customer is going to be more focusing on the service provider rather than the individual user. So this is our history. So our company was founded in 2017, and in following year 2018, that we introduced the world first biometric hardware wallet with the fingerprint authentication. Because at that time that we tried to figure it out that what could be the perfect product to grab attention from the market, because at the time there was a few hardware wallet provider, but all of them need to connect with the notebook PC or the computer with the internet, which is a bit troublesome when you travel a lot. So looking at the entire population of the IT coverage from the PC as well as the mobile phone perspective, that mobile phone is a definitely bigger coverage. That's why we integrated this Bluetooth connectivity so that you can manage your hardware wallet or the digital asset on the go. And the following year, that we introduced another hardware wallet called as a card type wallet that is supported the NFC communication protocol, which means that you just have to tag and confirm the transaction. And following year, 2020, that we updated our mobile app and introduced another type of the software wallet. So if you are the Decent Wallet user, you can just switch off, and different types of wallet depends on the wallet that you have. And lately, that the Whipin wallet has been introduced because we believe that covering the mass adoption or the mass population of the user with the Decent Wallet is a bit hard, because user needs to go through very, very complicated onboarding process of writing down the 24C phrase. And I believe that my mother cannot, I would say, use the Decent Wallet even though she wants to do. That's why we just introduce the Whipin wallet, which is a social login. All you have to do is that you just have to use your email address or the social login, and your Web3 wallet is going to be created and your service provider's app. And right now that we are our number one hardware wallet player in Korea, and until now that we got approximately $10 million of the capital investment from the leading venture capitalists. And currently we are covering more than 220 countries, and we are the baby unicorn appointed by the Korean government. And next level is obviously that we like to become the unicorn company sooner or later.
Love that.
Yes. So in a nutshell, that these are the expert crew, the executive members. So our CEO, as well as the chief strategy officer and the operating officer, and this is me in charge for the sales and marketing. And now, before we dive in, how we decide to develop and introduce the hardware wallet, I'd like to explain about the previous background that we have done. because there is a secure element chip for as a hardware. That means, this chip can be found at your payment card or the using card where your personal information is going to be encrypted and never exposed. And before we set up this IO Trust, we commercialized the world first using with a payment, indeed, that our CEO commercialized and listed in IPO, that, we commercialize this mobile payment in the SIM card. That means we run our own operating system, and already obtained the certificate from the Visa and MasterCard. So we had this business probably more than 10 plus years. And later that we decide to focus on the software side. So I don't know whether Jake, you are the Android or the iPhone user. But if you are the Android user, there is a folder called as a security folder. That means you have to, okay, so now you have to enter your PIN code or the password or the biometric data to access those folder. And this secure element secure operating system is the operating source that runs on top of this environment. That means you can protect your private information when this information is stored at the secure operating system. And we were the second provider who commercialized this TEE in worldwide. And after we set up the IO Trust in 2017, we tried to figure it out that, what could be the product or the service that can utilize the hardware as well as the software and target for the global market. That's why we ended up as introducing the blockchain wallet, because the wallet is the entry point for all users, regardless of where you are based in. But this requires the software as well as the hardware security, because this is the most important information or the piece of device that needs to be protected regardless what happens. So now, this is our flagship, the hardware wallet, which is the biometric hardware wallet. As of now, this wallet supports the 84 blockchain network. In other words, that you can just manage all different types of digital asset with a single device. And this fingerprint sensor is the one that you confirm that you are the right owner of all your digital asset. And it connects with the Bluetooth Bluetooth with your smartphone. And it also supports the USB connection that can be connected with the PC extension wallet, such as maybe MetaMask, for example. And this is the app update or the new feature that we have introduced. So I don't know whether you already updated your decent mobile app, but now this is the first feature that I want to highlight, which is the product portfolio. Because when you just open up your decent mobile app, it will show your portfolio, your total asset value is how you are moving, and compare with the Bitcoin basis, or you can just show how much asset that you have. And of course, you can just change the wallet different type mode based on the multiple wallet that has been connected.
If you're enjoying this, please share this content on social media. It really helps the channel grow and us to continue to get great guests like this. So thank you to all the people that have shared the show in the past and are also going to do it right now.
And the second one is the swap feature. Because when it comes with the swap, because people really do not know whether this is the cross chain or in the single chain. But the thing is, with this swap button, either on top or the bottom, you can just select whatever the token or the coin that you want to swap. And once you just enter this amount, and you can also see the various service provider that has been already integrated and choose whatever the service that you are comfortable with. So in other words, that once your device is connected, maybe a few clicks, maybe 1, 2, 3 clicks, the swap feature is going to be completed in our platform. And third one is the insight, because we learned that many users are getting too much information from the various sources. And frankly speaking, it's been really challenged that which information that needs to be followed. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to give some top 7 token or the coin at the CoinGecko or the coin market cap, that these are the hottest token that you need to pay attention. And once you just click, for example, as a ton, if you don't have the account, it will automatically guide you to the online service where to buy this ton coin. And if you have any kind of Ethereum coin, for example, you can just, can do the instant swap after you check this information. And of course, the online service is one of the important sort of the complex barrier for inviting new users into the blockchain. So what we are trying to do is we already integrated those service provider, and all you have to do is just click the buy button, and you can just enter your credit card information or the bank information, and you can just purchase this any kind of cryptocurrency that those service providers are offering. Because right now that not like Korea, but I do see that the Western people, mainly for the United States, the majority of the user do not have any trust for the central exchange from the incident that happened for the FTX or Celsius, so on and so forth. So what happened is the people are using this central exchange when they buy the cryptocurrency because they don't put their asset in their exchange account anymore. But since with this feature that I could say that, you do not need to have an account at the central exchange because every coin that you want to purchase can be also purchased in decent platform. And lastly, this is the discovery tab for here on the bottom of the screen. And there are thousands of dev services or DeFi that you can enjoy. But connecting your hardware wallet or the wallet is a big challenge. But the thing is, with in-app browser that we already built in, all you have to do is just select the network that you want to do. And you just type the services URL. And once it is connected, and it will automatically detect the decent wallet address, and you can just use all the dev services without any extra effort. And of course, for the Android user, we already put some defaulted most famous sort of the dev services as a banner. And if you are the iPhone user, all you have to do is just type the URL, and once this connected, just register this service as your favorite. And when you come or when you visit this Discovery tab next time, this banner is going to be displayed on the favorite section. And moving forward, that these are the new services that we are going to introduce. The first one is the staking service, which I am going to discuss about when it comes with the Ripple. So the first one that we are going to do is for the Bitcoin, because as of now, that all the Bitcoin holder, they cannot do anything except for the swap or buy and sell. But with the service that we are going to introduce, that you can just put this Bitcoin in the smart contract address, and based on the smart contract, you can earn certain yield or certain profit based on the how much time that you are going to put your Bitcoin in the service provider. And the second one is the gas coupon. And how many people are familiar with how this gas coupon plays when you send this coin to the other address? Because we do receive quite a number of inquiry from the customer saying that I have thousands of Ethereum ERC20 token, but why do I need Ethereum to support our transaction?
Yes.
So now this gas, yes. But this is a very complicated one because you don't even know whether this token belongs to the Polygon or the Ethereum, because this is a very complicated. So now when this gas coupon launch, user can do is they can just use this gas coupon to support the gas fee, regardless whether you have an Ethereum or the Polygon, because your gas fee is going to be consumed by this gas coupon. And next one is the off-ramp. So now I already explained that you can purchase the cryptocurrency from our decent platform. Now you can just, do or fiat money from the same platform. And lastly, the social login, because I know that, onboarding process at the self-custody wallet is a bit complicated. So what we are trying to do is we are going to offer another new feature as the social login, saying that all you have to do is you just have to enter your Google ID or the Apple ID or the Twitter, and your wallet is going to be created automatically. And lastly, the relay with a payment, the crypto card. So now you have a cryptocurrency at the hardware wallet, and you can use your cryptocurrency at the Starbucks or any kind of retailer who has sort of the access for the Visa and MasterCard. So these are the sort of the roadmap that we are going to launch down the road. And I think, probably the first one is going to be staking, which I am anticipating for sometime in the September or the October this year. And now, before I close my presentation, so Decent is not just a wallet, because it is a more than a security, which means that Decent is going to be the gateway to unlock the reward, and it's going to offer the exclusive benefit for the Decent user. And of course, we are trying to offer the seamless interaction with the Web3 services, because bring those users to the Web3 service is the most hardest things that we have done. I mean, we have to conquer. And this is our top priority, to offer those kind of user interface as well as a user experience to bring those users for the Web3. So of course, not your key, not your crypto. So make sure that you have a full control for your private key under your custody. And self-custody cold wallet Decent means that you have a full ownership of your private key and save it in offline as encrypted data, and you can enjoy Web3 service seamlessly. So this is my presentation, and if you have any question, just drop us an email so that we can help you regarding with the technical issue, commercial issue, or any kind of partnership. And once again, that you have to subscribe Jake's channel so that you can get the latest information. Yes, so
Yeah,
that's it.
absolutely. That was great. I think that, we always tout you guys. So we have institutional custody, that we provide at Anchorage, but anybody that ever asks me for a cold wallet, it's always Decent, right? You guys, I think, have been the innovator. It's apparent at this point. I mean, you guys have been the leader in the industry at every turn, with the biometric and then the card and then the app. And now, you're trying to be an all-in-one. You allow people to onboard. You can trade within your wallet, through different service providers. You guys are going to have off ramps in the near future. You're having ways to earn and, be able to generate additional returns inside the app. And then lastly, with everything else that you have on the roadmap, it looks like a card's going to be something in the near future, probably 2026, you think, for some of those things on the roadmap?
Yes. So probably, one of the area that we are already looking at it is for the enterprise segment, because, these are the one that who could help to bring more user into the Web3, because we already learned that right after all the financial giant adapted for the ETF for the Bitcoin. You already knew that, how many people already knows about the Bitcoin, and now hoping that, ETF for the Ripple is going to be introduced sooner or later. And when this service is getting bigger and bigger, all this corporate or the institution will require this kind of wallet service to protect their asset. So this is another area that we are looking at, which is the enterprise segment, because we have focused on the individual customer, which is B2C, but the enterprise segment is another big chunk of sort of the market that we need to conquer.
So are you going to be working with wealth managers and people that are managing assets on behalf of clients, or is this more of a treasury play for businesses that were looking to, hold their assets?
Honestly speaking, we are open, because whoever, whether you are the treasury or the financial services, it really doesn't matter which industry or the service segment that you are involved in. But regardless whether you are involved, you need to sort of the custody wallet. and that will require sort of the signature authentication, because single person cannot, I would say, transfer those assets to the another address without any approval. So these kind of new features are already embedded or developing inside of the Decent wallet. So wait and see for our new announcement that we are going to make in upcoming quarter.
I love that. Yeah. Multisig, I think, is going to be a big play. There's some interesting laws that have been written for the IRS and, staking here in the US that require you to have dominion and control of the wallet in order for it to be a taxable event when you receive those distributions. But if your assets are going to a wallet that is multi-sig and distributed, there's an argument to be made there that maybe those gains are not taxable until they're removed from the wallet. So those are things we're working on, talking to our advisors about. But very cool that you guys are going to be able to build in governance. Again, maybe the spouse of somebody that holds a large amount of digital assets or their family's portfolio. If, there's one biometric, and obviously there's a code alongside that if somebody were to need to get into it, aside from having that biometric that they could use. But I think the multi-sig will be very valuable if you guys roll that out. Looking at 26 for that, or is that maybe sometimes this year as well?
Frankly speaking, I'm not the engineer as well as in charge for the development. But one thing I can tell you is this feature is already evaluating in our side internally.
I love that. Very cool. So you mentioned some other things for XRP. You talked about Bitcoin being able to be staked or, lent out in some capacity. It sounded kind of like a CD product that you guys have created. Maybe it's locked and reflected somewhere else and somebody uses that liquidity and then, guarantees a return on that Bitcoin back to the individual. Is that something you're looking at for other assets that don't have native staking capabilities?
Yes, indeed. That probably with the recent announcement that Ripple made that they are going to, they already launched for the stablecoin called as RUSD, as well as that they are going to support the sidechain EVM. So once these features are already available, and definitely those kind of staking services can be also supported at the Decent wallet, because right now that I'm based in Korea, and with the only 53 million population, which is quite small, because probably 50% of the Japan, and maybe I don't know how many people are in the United States, but definitely more than 300 million people.
Oh, 560 million. Yeah.
360. Okay. So now this Korea, when it comes with the Ripple, that Korea is taking approximately 20 something percent of the worldwide trading volume for the XRP with only 7 billion users.
Yeah.
And this is a quite amazing that, how this small population or users are trading this Ripple on the single exchange. Because, for the number one single, sort of the central exchange called as Upbit, they're taking, their market share is approximately 50%. And average daily trading volume is more than 516 million US dollars for trading volume for the Ripple itself. And when it comes with the other registered for exchange, you could imagine that, why the Korean people are crazy about the Ripple. And in 2024, that the peak was a 700 something million US dollars for daily transaction. That was the peak time for the Ripple area. And indeed that, when we introduced this Spark token airdrop event in 2020, I don't know whether you remember. Because, because the Spark token made an announcement that, who hold any user who has a Ripple that you are entitled to receive the Spark token. So we made the very comprehensive the guideline that how to register, and we got very good attention from the Ripple community. And now the Spark token is supporting the Flare, which is one of our good partner. But frankly speaking, that I really do not know that why Korean people are so crazy about the Ripple. But one thing I know is the Ripple got very good attention from the Japan market, and entire team do the same sort of the marketing strategy in Korea on following year. So I think there is a big event is coming in September timeframe, which is a Korea Blockchain World. And we are scheduled to have a separate meeting with the Ripple Foundation CEO so that, we can discuss about, what are the things that we could contribute to make this Ripple economy or ecosystem healthier and bigger. Because one of the focused country that Ripple is looking at is the Korea market.
Yeah. So would you say you guys are probably the most progressive cold wallet when it comes to the XRPO? Maybe aside from Zaman or Zahao, we'd say, has built the whole app and his ecosystem around.
Frankly speaking, yeah, if you just look at the Zaman wallet, when they introduced, because probably the difference is that Zaman wallet is only the hot wallet. That means your private key is gonna be safe somewhere in the mobile phone. And the thing is, when your asset value is maybe 100,000 won and more, you are not gonna be comfortable to save your private key in those devices. That's why you need the hardware wallet. But probably the differentiation or distinguished feature that I can highlight against the other hardware wallet provider is you can manage your asset with your fingerprint. And even though that there are a number of wallet now support the fingerprint authentication, but the thing is, they introduced their hardware wallet probably 3 or 4 years back. But the thing is, you need to have a sort of the trust about our brand, and which we introduced our wallet in 2018. So still, they do have a strong support or the trust for our hardware wallet, which is a very, very good. Yes.
Yeah. And you guys don't have any ongoing litigation or like fraud or anything. There's some other things here in the US that are ongoing for some competitors I won't talk about, but you guys are very clean, very prestigious, good, trustworthy. Um, and everything that I've had with you guys has been great. So definitely a trusted partner for us here on the channel, and I really appreciate you coming on and giving everybody some insight into where things are going, where they've been, and why you guys are the leader that you are when it comes to cold wallet.
Yes. So definitely, there is a very long journey ahead because I do see that this is a very, very early stage. But definitely, our philosophy or our vision is we are going to focus on the self-custody wallet because that is the most nature or the basic philosophy of the blockchain. So this is what we are going to focus on, and we are going to focus on the wallet service only.
Yeah, which we proposed rules to the SEC and how RIAs would manage people's digital assets, and they made it where you can hold on a cold wallet. There's just so many different assets and things that are coming up all the time. It would be difficult for qualified custodians to keep up with everything and be able to facilitate that. So I think there's always going to be a blend and kind of a two-step where cold wallets, like you guys are kind of the leaders, you're adding assets, you have capabilities, DeFi, and a lot of the other things that these institutional custodians are just a little bit slower on. And I do think that there's, over the long term, always going to be some type of self-custody for these assets, which is cool. And maybe you might even see some self-custody for, tokenized securities and other things as we get RWAs and some of that stuff. If that's something you guys are looking at for the ability to host those assets inside of a decent wallet.
Yes, definitely. So now, since you already mentioned about the RWA or the tokenized, because first I need to touch out with the stablecoin as well as the sidechain EVM, because for this native stablecoin RLUSD on XRP Ledger was introduced in this year, and to compete with the other stablecoin like the USDC or the USDT. Because, according to the market research data, the stablecoin TVL has exceeded Visa transaction volume in 2024, recorded as a 15 trillion US dollars. But why all of a sudden the stablecoin? Because we have challenged by the rest of the world that, the crypto cannot play as a currency role because of the price fluctuation. Because I just did a small research that in 2014, which is 11 years ago, the Ripple price was a 0.0053. And now what is the price that we are looking at? We are looking at probably 2.8 something dollars, which is 530 times, which is a very, very good investment. But in other words, that this Ripple price, because I know that some YouTubers are talking about the Ripple is gonna be hit more than $10 or $100, but that one, because I'm not a financial advisor, but the thing is, there is another chance that this price is gonna go down because of the price fluctuation. That's why the Ripple Foundation launched this stable coin so that people can use this Ripple stable coin on the real life, because they can just use for the payment or the salary, so on and so forth. But and at the same time, they can just hold XRP as an investment sort of the portfolio thing. So I think they are moving in a very good way, but to be very honest, that this stable coin should launch probably 2 or 3 years back, because I do see that it's been, I would say, late, and also or the side EVM chain compatibility, because when we support all different types of the coin or the blockchain network, we notice that Ripple is one of the hardest chain to support, because the Ripple ecosystem has been existing or recorded when it comes with the sidechain or the smart contract. Because building the EVM compatible sidechain expected to, I would say, into mainnet sooner or later, and this is going to allow Solidity-based DeFi to run XRP infrastructure with the compatibility across the maybe MetaMask, for example, or the hardware wallet like Medicine. So now, what is going to be happen when this size chain is embedded? That means the first one is the smart contract support, because now Ripple is sort of the asset that you can just send and receive, but they cannot just add any kind of smart contract feature. And on top of that, they can just do the DeFi system access, and they can issue the NFT or the metaverse compatibility, and more friendly to user to develop who are already familiar with the EVM network. And there could be many sort of the wallet that is going to support the Ripple ecosystem, because moving forward with the DeFi, NFT, and the stable coin transaction happens on chain, secure signing through the hardware wallet or the software wallet become very crucial, which means that intuitive and the seamless UI and UX should be offered by the wallet side. And this is going to be the key success factor when it comes with the mass adoption. And now answering to the RWA, because with the side chain and the stable coin, now Ripple can launch any kind of service for the RWA. For example, you have a stock and you can just buy this stock with your Ripple token. But in reality, you can buy the Apple stock maybe $500. If you don't have a 500, you cannot buy it. But with the blockchain technology, you can buy maybe $10 worth of the Apple tokens. And you can just, buy the one of the property in Korea using the blockchain technology for the RWA, because now it is going to get rid of all the cross-border sort of the limitation, which is very good. And moving forward, that there is another area that this RWA could expand is going to be the identity, as well as the NFT marketplaces. So I don't know how long it would take, but definitely, all these players, including the Ripple and other blockchain network, are taking the right step. But it is a matter of how secure that you can get, or security level that you can get to manage your digital asset.
Yeah, I would completely agree. But I think that there's, digital titles is what I kind of think of as NFTs. And then you've got digital identity, like you mentioned. You mentioned stocks. They're proposed a multi-purpose token on the XRPL. That's an amendment for that, that would allow you to have, different representations of stock and different preferences or voting rights or other things based on what that issued asset, gave you with the multi-purpose token. If you had voting rights, or you could exchange it for value or representation in a company. So really excited about, over the next 5 years, I think there's going to be everything ends up on chain, right? Everything will be tokenized. So you guys are a huge leader in the space. Really excited to be partnered with you guys. Anything you want to let people know before we close out here, and where they can reach out? You left the marketing deal at the end of the presentation, but we'll have it in the links below. But anything you could share that you want to close with?
Right. So before I close this session, that I just want to let you know that the staking service for the XRP is coming. So once this service is launched, that you can just, I would say, do the staking and get instant yield, and with a few clicks, which is a very, very good. And I guess that's about it. So please stay tuned for our community, the Twitter channel, and because we are making the public announcement with our blog and our Twitter. But keep in mind that we do not ask any kind of private information for any circumstances, because there are quite a number of scam or the phishing channel that, oh, I know that you are facing some technical issue, and they just send you a DM, direct message saying that, okay, give me the 24 series phrase that I am going to provide the technical support. So please make sure that when you face any kind of issue, just drop us an email, because this is the only authorized communication channel that we are supporting.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff out there, and scams abound. So anybody reaching out to you asking for your seed phrase, it's never going to happen. Decent or myself or anybody else out there that's legit is not going to ask you for those 24 or 25 words for you guys.
Yes.
It's not going to happen. So stay safe. Make sure that you're protecting your assets, getting a decent wallet, managing things the right way on a cold wallet. And appreciate you again for joining us. Appreciate everybody for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you very much. You have a great day.
You too.